look up to most obviously are my parents, but the person who I think has bore the, I don't know if that's the correct past tense, the brunt of all of this is my mom. My mom is the kindest, most giving person in the world.
After my mom, sorry.
I mean, in my eyes, right?
No.
She's the most giving person in the world to everyone, without any exceptions. And she's been burned too many times. And it hurts my heart to see, you know? And she's the type that gets very attached. And I think, like her in that sense. Like, the reason why I cared so much and I wanted to give you the food is because since such a good person, he affected my life so positively. Anything related to him is going to be positive to me. Calm your ego. We were talking about this yesterday. Relax. Right? But like anything that I can do to make a positive impact on even someone in his life, I want to do that. You know, I want to be able to do that. And at the end of the day, you know, being a good person or being a bad person or being good to people or not being good to people or trusting or not trusting, it doesn't change like most things. It's just how you conduct yourself. When people feel happy because of something that I did, I fulfilled. It's something that
at the end of the day, like, okay, like, I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for you.
It's okay, speak for
I'm like, I try to be a good person. I try to do good things, you know, for like the good of myself and the people around me. But I also am aware of like the transactional benefits, not in terms of like with my friends, but like if I'm at work and I cover this person's shift out of the kindness of my heart, I know that eventually they're gonna cover my shift out of the kindness of their heart when I need it.
See, but that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Don't expect them to.
See, it's not a matter of expect. It's a matter of if this is ever to happen, that like if it would ever be the case that they help me out of the kindness of their heart, it'll be because I'd help them out of the kindness of mine.
That's the funniest thing ever. You should just have a video of all your timestamps because you guys are always like, timestamp.
That's Hassan. He's very fabulous with his claps. Timestamp. The overhead.
Oh my god, that's a joke.
Because most of the things that we say fly over his head.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's go back to talking about how I'm a really good person and I'm amazing. And
oh yeah, that's where we left off. That's
okay.
No, you were saying something.
Oh yeah, like, and it's not a matter of like I will do nice things. Yeah. It's not a matter of I will do nice things to people because they will do nice things to me, but like you treat people how you'd like to be treated. Eventually, the world will give you that good karma.
There you go. That's the key word. The world, not that person specifically.
Yes,
like you put out good karma in the universe, God will find a way to bring that back to you.
Yo, me and Zed agree. This isn't happening.
I don't know. I think like it comes from there's a difference between trusting somebody and actually doing good. So you could be a good human being, conduct yourself well, and be a nice person. But at the end of the day, for me to trust somebody means I can trust you to tell you something that I know if it gets out, it will harm me, but I know you won't let it get out. Or I trust you enough that like I know, for example, I have an issue, I'm jammed up, I need something, I need a problem. Are you going to be available? No, I'm not saying like pick up the phone and get there right now, but like if I have something's on my mind or if I have a issue, like I need some help, like are you available to even accept that possibility? You know what I mean? That's the kind of differentiating criteria for me, and that's why it's so hard for me to trust, because more than the secrets thing or like telling somebody something that people don't want, I don't want people to know, it's more like who shows up for you. I have seen so many people in my life not show up for me after thinking, oh, that's my friend, you know? So for me, I've just taken my emotions out of it. Like, I think I watched a clip of, weirdly enough, French Montana talking about this. He was like, if you're the person, like, let's say, for example, me and Rafeef, and like I have a group of friends, and we go somewhere, we go to the cafe every Saturday, and we sit and we just have fun in the cafe. That's it for me. Like, that's our friendship there. Because I'm not going to ask you more than that, because if I ask you more than that, I'm opening myself up for disappointment. You come, we'll go to the cafe, we'll all sit, we'll all laugh, and we'll all have a good time. And that's like that's our friendship. That way, I have a good perspective of you no matter what, because I didn't expect anything more from you than what we have. Same way, I have a different friend who, for example, he's the one who, I don't know, helps me get if I have a car, he helps me get my car fixed, right? I don't have a car, but he helps me get my car fixed. And I don't ask him to come and like, I don't know, help me with a piece of homework or something, because I'm not going to ask him more than what he's already okay and accepting of giving for me. So that way I remove the expectation from it, but I'm still conducting myself. If somebody needs help, I'll do my best to help them. But whatever my friendship is with you, that's my friendship with you. I don't want more than that from you. Because the moment I start expecting more is where I open up the room for like,
Let me.
you know, expectations who people might not be able to fulfill them, not for their own fault, but just because that they're not capable or able to fulfill that expectation.
Okay, let me discuss. Okay, again, my perspective. I am the complete opposite. I will if me and you are hanging out at the coffee shop every day. Eventually, I'm gonna ask you to come to the football game with me, and then I'll ask you to this and that, and come over to my house and play FIFA, whatever. You become a close friend, best friend, whatever. If I get hurt and you burn me, I wish you well. Move on. Next friend. Always at the coffee shop. I'll invite you over. Best friends. You hurt me. Next friend. Why? Apply the same concept to your religion to this, right? Your faith in Allah, your faith in God is unwavering regardless of what happens, right? This happened to me today. This person in my life died.
Allah, God give everybody
Allah
good
keep
life.
everyone safe. La samahallah, somebody dies. Will I instantly stop believing in God? No. Will I instantly start thinking God hates me? No. Will if I break a leg, am I gonna think God hates me? No. I've had to have surgery twice before two very important competitions that I really wanted to go to. Does that mean God has it in for me? No. There's a reason for everything. My faith is unwavering. As many times as I fall, I'll get up and blindly follow God. And it's the same concept with my trusting of people. People are God's servants. So if God sends me a servant, I'm going to welcome him with open arms. And then if he burns me, then he will leave. But if God sends me another servant, I will welcome him with open arms. And if I keep getting burned, then I will blindly get up and welcome the next one with open arms. Okay, I'll give you an example. I have somebody who approached me needing my help. Like coaching help. And I started to work with them a little more closely, one-on-one. And I found out that they had some big problems that they needed help overcoming. Character problems. Big ones. And we worked. He was working very hard. And then one day he disappeared on me. And I put a lot of effort into him. For a while, I didn't even charge him. And I wasn't just teaching him how to box. I was checking up on him. I was calling him. I was making sure he wasn't doing X, Y, Z, and that he was doing X, Y, Z. And I wasn't just his coach. I was his
like life coach.
Yeah, life coach. And I'm just a boxing coach. And I got burned because at the end of the day, this guy now does not check in with me, does not ask to train, does not ask anything from me, and I'm pretty sure has reverted back to his ways. I hope he hasn't, but I'm pretty sure he has. After that, do I then say, you know what, I'm done training people who ask me and who need my help? Or a few weeks later, now I'm working with this one guy. He came to me and he said, Coach, I need your help. This and this is happening in my life, whatever. And now, he was looking for a job. And I started working with him. Within 3 days, he got a job. Started to make a change. He started working out so much harder in the gym to the point that I see him almost passing out every day at the gym. I see him changing in his lifestyle. I see him bettering himself, and he's on a consistent trajectory. What if I turned him down because that guy burned me? Right? Then that person's doing well in his life now, or the trajectories that he's on would not have happened because I would have said, no, I already tried with someone and it didn't work.
Yeah. Okay. First,
you go. I feel like you're burning.
No, I've been wanting because like you're saying all these things, and the fact is, I feel like the concept of trust here, that's just something I say, but I don't think I apply it very well because like if no matter how many times I get burned, no matter who comes and asks me for help, welcome them with open arms. So
no, that was more directed to Zayd, to be honest, because he's the one.
Yeah, but I mean, in general, like that still touches on like the fact of like trust and not trust and stuff. So I feel like, yeah, what you're saying is correct. You always have to go, but you said an important word that I'm gonna bold, underline, and italicize: blindly. I can't do that because the same way you worry about other people. I think I watched this, Kobe said it, maybe.
Allah yarhamah.
Yeah, Kobe. He said, when you make a deal with yourself, you sign a contract with
I
yourself.
love that video so much.
And I feel like that's
my
important.
favorite video in life ever.
Okay, so you have to kind of like listen to that too, because when I decide to help someone else, I need to go back to the contract I made with myself. Am I gonna be okay if they burn me? Am I emotionally gonna be able to recover for it? How much? And when I'm speaking for myself, I know that I get very attached. I'm a very emotional person. And yeah, I will get sad if someone burns me, and it will affect me. It doesn't mean I won't trust anyone after that. Doesn't mean I won't open up after that. But I know that I will get burned. And so maybe I trust people and I give them everything that someone who says I trust you with all my life, but I just say I don't trust anyone. Maybe that's just my mind's way of putting that barrier, because if I had that contract with my employer, I would work day and night to make sure that I like upheld it and I didn't change anything there. So why am I gonna like lessen the value of mine with myself?
And also to add on to that, something that I just wanted to like say is, an example that you gave, you were talking about a situation where you were involved in somebody else's life. Your arm was in somebody else's life. Their arm was not in yours, right? So if for example, if I'm helping someone and they burn me by neglecting themselves, at the end of the day, they neglected themselves. But if I gave something of my value, like that they're involved in my life, that I needed them to stand up and they weren't there for me, like then that's the real burn. Because you're standing up regardless whether that person does follow your guidance or not.
Not necessarily.
You're stood up regardless.
Not necessarily.
No,
Okay,
because
for example, I asked you to hire him, like to get him a job.
Exposing me.
If you got him a job and he started doing what he did, I'm gonna look like shit.
Oh, is that the guy?
That's the guy.
So should I not?
Yeah.
Okay.
He got a job. Alhamdulillah. Sorry, I forgot to tell you.
That's okay.
No, the other thing too is like that isn't that a sign that you should like be more careful, not in the sense that don't give him a job, but in the sense that he didn't prove himself to you fully, and then you gave him a job. So, like you got him that opportunity with Rafeef still. Like that's also a big thing. Like opportunities go to the people that deserve it. So in your life with your network or whatever, that's why like companies will not hire anybody who's just incompetent. You have to first prove through the interview process, through your qualifications, through them seeing you and having an experience of talking to you, that you are qualified for this position, so they hire you. Same way with you for your network, your services, your outreach. People have to first prove to you that they are qualified to handle that responsibility. Some people might not be, and it might or might not be their fault. That's a different question. But some people might just not be qualified to handle what you're trying to provide for them. So then they end up messing it up when you give it to them. The same way that happened with your person. It's not to say it's not a 0 or 1 scale. It's not either trust everybody or trust nobody. It's people
0.
have to
5.
prove it. Yeah, 0.5. People have to prove it to you first, and you give them a little bit. They prove that to you, and you give them a little bit.
But
and
then also you have to consider, you have your brother, and like I hope you know, like no matter how many times you get burned, you have me, you have Zaid, you have your family. Like we're all in your back, and we have your back, right? So you can keep doing you, and you'll be fine because you have us to have your back.
Alhamdulillah.
Not everybody's like that.
Yeah.
But when I came here to Canada first by myself, I was not like that. I did not have anybody I could lean to. So you have to apply that mindset. Sometimes life, like, and I'm not like, don't mean to discredit your struggle experiences, whatever, in any way, but sometimes we're just a bit comfortable. So we're not put in a survival position. When you get put in the survival position, that's when things can change and your perspective changes. So you learn that the behaviors that I had before while I was comfortable, they're not going to help me while I'm in survival instincts now. Not to say that like everything should be looked at survival instincts and I look at somebody and I can't trust them, but sometimes a degree of caution is good, right?
Yeah.
A degree of like, give them a little bit, let them prove themselves to you, and then see. Like if the guy on your program, if he had stayed in your program for a while and he proven, okay, I'm dedicated, I'm this, I'm that, I'm about turning my life around, and I see it and I talk to him and I have that conversation, it's been sustained for a while. Okay, Rafeef, then hey, can you get him a job because he's been really working hard? Not like he's about to pull himself out. Can you get him a job of the mess that he's in? Can you get him a job?
And even when I texted him back, I was like, I'm putting my name on the line. Do you trust him? Like that's also important, right? Because I trust you. So whoever you send me will go. So your name isn't really the one on what?
No, I'm
Oh,
just kidding.
okay. I was like, what's happening? Okay. No, I was saying, so at the end of the day, like whatever would have happened might have affected me as well. Which I know you don't want to harm me, and I know you don't have that intention. But I mean, sometimes that's why just the extra mile is taken. That's why you're that much more cautious, you know?
Yeah. Some of the opportunities that you provide for other people will always involve somebody else. So you burn them when you get burned. So it's not like, and then also you might not notice it now, but it will take a toll on you emotionally, right? As much as some people are emotional, some people are not. You could put that label if you want, but all of us have emotion. All of us will feel bad if somebody burns us, right? It will be like certain different extents for different people, but we will feel bad. So there is that perspective of it too.
Interesting.
What do you think?
I still like
I think we
respectfully
opened the
disagree.
door for him. Just like,
I still respectfully disagree with a lot of the things you're saying.
but that's maybe like, okay, consider this. I don't think I've gone through like a life-changing, terrible experience, but I have been through one experience that changed my outlook on everything. Zaid has too. So maybe you could consider that you just haven't had that one experience yet. And God forbid, like,
And look-
inshallah, you don't.
Look,
you know?
maybe you might have had the same physical experience, not physical, but like the thing itself might have happened too, but it might
It
just
didn't
not have
affect you the
hit
same way.
or affected, or even made you realize the same things that it made other people realize.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's like, we can all like agree to disagree in this case, but then like the perspectives come from different like...
I think at this point in my life, I am at a point where I can say, regardless of what I have gone through, regardless of what I will ever go through, this outlook is not one that I think will change.
Okay, that's fair.
Then yeah, like who are we to say anything?
At
to
the
that?
end of the day, me personally, I'm a servant of God, and Abdullah. You know,
No, I thought you were saying.
I'm gonna do like what
Sorry,
I
I'll
feel
leave the
is
podcast.
God's work for society, for the community. My goal in life is to make the world a better place. Through the, I know I'm never gonna win a Nobel Prize and change the world.
You might, for kindness.
I don't think so. But what I know that I'm capable of doing is changing the people around me and the atmosphere around me and making that better. I know that I can do that. But that means that I put all my heart, my soul, and my energy into it. And if that means I get hurt, then I'm so ready to deal with that, you know? And like, I'll always be ready. Doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that I haven't been hurt before. And I'm not like trying to sit here and say, I've been hurt. Give me attention. No. But sometimes you get hurt. You pick yourself up. You move on. It's as simple as that. And then you just go back to doing what you're doing because you know that the cause you're doing it for is a good one. That's it.
Think it's interesting. I feel like I don't know. I just see it. I feel like I respect what you're saying, but if it's like a hill of like if we think of burning out or being hurt enough as a hill, I can be at the bottom of the hill, look up and be like, I can climb this hill and keep climbing. But then you reach a point close to the top where you're so tired, and the levels of exhaustion are different. So beginning of a workout, you might be like, yeah, I could do this whole workout, 100 miles, whatever, because it's just, you know what I mean? But then you're in the 30th mile and you might be like, damn, I can't do the rest of these miles because I've been burned out or hurt or it's too much for me. And I hope you never hit that point, but it's also something to keep in mind.
Look out for future you.
Time will tell. Tune in and you'll find out if I burned out by the next episode of 30 Bucks. No, before we end these episodes, Rafeef, you know what we like to do.
Yes, I
What
was
do we
thinking
like to
about
do?
it. To get a quote or like a message you want to send out.
Yeah. If
everyone
if
listening.
somebody doesn't take anything away from the episode and they take away this.
I don't know. I'm telling myself right now. I'm going to listen to this soon. Honestly, it's something we didn't really touch on, but I think it's really important for people to take opportunities as they come. You never know when they're going to show themselves. And the hustle is now. It's your time to work and to work hard. And, you know, work now, play later.
Young nation. Sorry.
No, but yeah, for real. Take opportunities as they come by and set those goals, because even if they end up changing, even if they end up wavering, you'll be surprised what will come as a result of that. Your mindset, everything will change, and just keep going towards that and that trajectory.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a word to say about trust as well? Final.
Because this was kind of like a divided conversation about trust. I think the most important thing to take away is be good do good to people. Don't let anything change that you're a good person or your morals and values. And make sure whatever you're doing aligns with what you can handle as well. If you can help, that means mentally, physically, free time, you have your time as well. Go for it and help. But if you cannot, you can say no or offer a different source. You can help in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I think I agree. I just think don't ever be that person who never trusts, but also be very careful who you trust and what you trust them with. And you're gonna get conflicting advice on this episode, but I just think that
Everyone's confused.
yeah, like I feel like from my perspective, I always want to conduct myself well, and I draw the line that there is a difference between how I conduct myself and who I trust or what I trust them with, right? So I'll always do my best to be the best human that I can be, the best person that I can be, but I'm also gonna do my best not to be an idiot. You know what I mean? And not to let somebody, if I sit next to the snake and the snake bites me, I'm not gonna go find snakes for them to bite me again. You know what I mean? Like moving smarter, for looking out for myself, prioritizing myself too, but also conducting myself in the best way possible.
So don't put fire next to gasoline and be surprised if there's...
Wait.
That's a quote.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a nice quote, yeah. Don't put fire next to gasoline.
No, you can't see it.
What?
This is meat. This was quite a meaty episode today, guys.
Meaty?
But you can't see the meat.
What does that mean?
Full of content.
Oh. Thanks. I think he just called me fat.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
He's been calling me fat for the past 10 business days.
Yeah. I wanted to say, you're the second woman guest that we've had on the podcast. So
Yes.
thank you so much for joining. Now, like, that's a big deal for us. Like, I think from now, we're just going to do our best to try to get more, like, women on the podcast, too, to give their perspectives. Well, with that being said, do you want to post for the thumbnail of the episode very quickly?
Do I have a choice?
Like,
No.
we're going to put a picture of the thumbnail. I just asked you to, you know. Anyway, I'm going to do it now. But with that being said, Rafeef, thank you so much for coming on the
Thank
podcast
you for
with us.
having
Thank you
me.
very much.
You know, it was a really great episode.
It
And
was
with
a long
that,
episode.
we're out.
Ma'as salama.
Take care.